So 3 equals 36. Interesting. Oh, hi there. I'm musician and middle-aged influencer Adam Maness. Today I want to talk to you about approach chords. Why do approach chords matter? Well, we want to have several ways to approach important chords in our progression. We want to have approach chords that stand out, kind of come out of nowhere, like this. Hey! We also want to have approach chords that are smooth and maybe a little more subtle, like this. Hey. In this guided practice session, I'm going to show you 7 must-have approach chords. Now, this is a guided practice session, so get your instrument and get ready to get to work. You might download the PDF so you can follow along. Let's get to it. All right, let's start with our guided practice session here. Let's start with approaches that make sense. But before we approach anything, we've got to know where we're starting from. So let's spend 2 minutes getting to know the 1 and the 4 chord. Nothing much to know here, but let's just try playing these 2 beautiful chords in the key of C. The 1 chord is C, and the 4 chord is F. Let's play with our rhythm section. Bob, DeBoo, Kaleb, Kirby here. 2, 3, 4. You can play the chords we have written, or you can play your own version of C and F. Got the 1 chord C, and that 4 chord F. I like these. You can start adding rhythm if you want. Remember, this is your session to practice your thing. So put your own thing on this. If you want to keep it simple, just play everything I'm playing or play it as written. You got it. Explore here. Again, these are just our targets for this session, so we're spending some time putting them in our ears. Keep it going. Put your own spin on it. You have license to do your thing. This is good on its own, honestly. But we might want to practice some different ways to approach a very simple progression like a 4 chord. What can we do? Well, we can add a diatonic chord above. Check it out. So we're going to just slip and slide from above. So here we have our C. Right? Just that tone above our target. F is our target. C is our target. 2 chord. This is good. Classic approaches here. Not gonna scare anybody. Super strong, not meek. Again, you could put your thing on it in versions. Rhythm. You can break up the chords if you like. Whatever you want to do. This is your sandbox to play in. You got it. Again, approaching our target chords, the C and the F, which is the chord right above them in that C major scale. You might be asking why we added the 7th to the D minor 7th, because I thought it sounded good. It's really the only reason you need. Let's try the same thing, but from the diatonic chord below. Check it out. The 3 chord before the 4. And the 7 chord before the 1. It's a great sound. Put your own thing on it. Got it. Yeah. You might try adding some rhythm. You might try experimenting with different inversions. You might try some chord connectors. Top note movement. The cool thing about playing around in the sandbox of C major is all the white keys sound pretty good. You got it. Keep it going. One more time. All right, let's try another version of this. Let's try a secondary dominant or a dominant chord. Classic example here. So going to our F chord, we had a 7. Going back to the C, do a little G7 sus. Perfect. Better. That C7 is a secondary dominant because it's not in the key of C major. It's borrowed from the key of what? F. Isn't that funny? That G7 sus is the primary dominant in the key of C. It's diatonic. It's part of the C major scale. You might be again asking, why are you doing a G7 sus? Because I want to. Because I like the way that sounds. I don't like the way that sounded, but you know. You win some, you lose some. There it is. You got it. Yeah. Again, put your own thing about it. This is your sandbox to work through. Have fun. Last time. All right, let's add a little 2 chord before each of these secondary dominants. What are we talking about when we talk about that? Well, if our C7 is acting like a 5 chord to the F, 5, 1, right? And then 5, 1. We could put a quote-unquote 2 chord before those 5s, those little make-believe 5s going to the F, which would be a G minor 7. We're gonna do a big 11 here. And then we're gonna do the 2, 5 back. I have some thicker voicings here because I want to, but do whatever you feel comfortable doing. I love this sound. Got a G7 sus with a flat 9. couldn't be more fun to play around. Now, the flip side of our secondary dominants are things called tritone substitutions. So here we're going to do this little half-step slide into each chord. G flat dominant into F, and a D flat dominant into C. They're called tritone substitutions because they share the third and the seventh, the tritone, with the secondary dominants and the dominants. So our G flat 13 chord shares the E and the B flat with a C7 chord. Those guide tones, our D flat 13 shares the F and the B with a G7. I'm just playing thirds and sevenths here on these, right? And it works if it's a C7 or a G flat 7, or here if it's a D flat 7 or a G7. You don't need to know all that. All you need to know is you can slide down from a half step above to your target. Two more times. All right, let's add a quote-unquote 2 chord before each of those. Check it out. That's something. Look out. You're doing great. This is as thick as it's gonna get here today. Enjoy it. These little tritones, they take you so far out of the key. You really feel like you're on a journey. You don't want to overuse these, but they can be insanely effective when you want to get out of sort of the vanilla, everything's a white key part of C major, you know what I mean? All right, I got one more here, and it's called the screen door. Back to something simple. Just a half step below. I love this idea of the screen door. There's a very famous approach chord called the back door, but I like this half step. It's a screen door. You got it. Enjoy it. Have fun. Just a few more times here. One more time. Here we go. Once again, how about it for Bob DeBoo on the electric bass, Kaleb Kirby on the drums. Don't forget to download the PDF. Thank you for practicing with us today. We really appreciate spending this time with you. Until next time, happy practicing.